Hey, unstuckers, Josh here, as joined every week by my co-host Cel. Say hey, Cel.
What's up, Unstuckers?
That's right. Broadcasting live from Germany. I'm broadcasting live from Albuquerque. You're listening pre-recorded on your podcast player of choice or on YouTube. This is Casual Fridays. On Casual Fridays, it's a little different. We just have a mini mastermind where we talk about our businesses and try and help each other out. If you got a question for us on Casual Fridays, just hit us up on Instagram or on our website, unstuck.institute. Chell, let's get into our casual Fridayness. Oh, you got a drink there. What are you drinking?
French 75 today. Sans sugar, because we don't have any.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Gin,
Again, our
champagne,
new
lemon.
recording schedule is I'm recording this at 10 in the morning, my time, and you're recording this at
It's 6. It's 6 p.m.
6 p.m. So I'm not drinking yet for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, well. So, how's your week been, Shell? Give us the update.
It's been good. It's not as productive as it's not as productive as I would have wanted it to be, but we were also apartment hunting and like being in a whole new country, not in quarantine, those two factors. So, it's been good though. Yeah.
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 How's the apartment hunting going? What's it like apartment hunting in Germany?
Uh kind of awesome. Well, okay, the first place we
Yeah.
saw was like we were sold on it immediately on the interwebs, but we've been stuck in quarantine for 2 weeks. So we couldn't do anything until we got all of like the Air Force paperwork done. So Tuesday evening we saw this most amazing, like super modern apartment with like polished concrete floors and a view of the river and like on one side and like an ancient Roman bridge on the other. So that's what apartment hunting has been like here. It's been sweet. So the process is we have to like send in a promissory note, and our future landlord has been very adamant about reaching out to people here on base and getting us in there ASAP. So thank you, Herr Kranz. That's how you say
Nice.
Mr. Kranz in German, by the way, guys.
Ah, well, there you
um,
go. There you go.
so yeah, that's been sweet. We saw another apartment yesterday, but just because we couldn't cancel the appointment in time. Fun fact, guys, apartments in Europe do not necessarily come with kitchens. They expect you to move your IKEA kitchen from one place to another, even if it doesn't fit perfectly. So that's why people in Europe have very tiny kitchens, because you have to spend like 5 to 10 grand on it to build it out and then move it with you when you move. It's the strangest thing. So not all
Huh.
apartments come with kitchens. It's been a learning
Weird.
experience, but that's what we spent our week doing.
Well,
I also have done work and like outreach and stuff. So I've had some really good success this week with direct outreach on Instagram. I've changed my approach a little bit from last week. Last week, I think I mentioned it was super awkward, really uncomfortable. And since then, I've reached out to two or three different dietitians that have also, or like nutritionists that have also been doing this in my course that I'm taking. And they've given me some suggestions on kind of just how to change my tone, and like just, I don't know, just change it up a little bit so it's a little bit more conversational. And that's been really helpful. Um, I've also changed out the group that I'm focusing towards. I think initially I went for like busy mom, but that doesn't necessarily mean like working mom. So like busy mom could still be a
hmm
stay-at-home mom, right? And like I'm not like generalizing, but most of the time stay-at-home moms can probably put dinner on the table while like doing whatever else they have to do, right? Versus a working mom who's probably at work 8 to 10 hours a day, or like at least commuting within that 10-hour time period, and then only has like an hour or two at home before she puts her kids to bed. Like those are two very different scenarios. So I changed my outreach to
Right.
working mom this week, and my feedback has been exponentially better. So like rather than starting out and just trying to like say, "Oh, hey, like love your page, like follow me if you'd like to." I'm a little bit more direct in this sense, saying that like, "Hey, I like X, Y, and Z on your page. No doubt that it's really challenging as a busy mom to be able to balance all of this. Like, do you find it challenging to get meals on the table most weeknights?" And like 90% of the feedback has been yes, with multiple exclamation marks. And then I continue the conversation from there. So I think this is like my key demographic. that I'm reaching out to.
Mhm.
So that's been huge, like a very big turning point. But I still have not
That's
secured a
awesome.
15-minute call like my goal was last week, which is super frustrating.
Ah,
Yeah,
yep.
but I think it's also because my outreach on like earlier in the week, like Tuesday and Wednesday, was kind of backlogged just because we were driving an hour, I don't know, whatever, every day and walking around the new city that we're going to live in. So, like, my outreach was a little bit limited this week, and I went ham this morning and reached out to like 40 people. Um, but I think it's going to be really valuable to do it this way and try and secure at least, okay, I'm upping my ante, 3 15-minute phone calls for next week. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really valuable because I don't want to tap into my savings as an entrepreneur who has just moved overseas. So I really need to
Sure.
start making money again and not just spending all of this time on outreach because it's been significant. Um, I would say last week I was probably spending an hour and a half to reach out to 13 people, and now I can probably reach out to 13 people in 30 minutes or so. So that's been helpful, but
Nice.
it's still really time consuming. So if you guys are doing the direct outreach thing or the social selling thing, like it is time consuming, but so worth it to build these relationships and still make time for follow up, which I have not done yet, but is also on my list of things to do this weekend.
Mm. Yeah.
That was a long
How are
rant.
you how are you scheduling that?
Really, whenever I have time. So, like, it really depends on our day.
Yeah.
So, like, the last couple of days, we've had showings in the evening. So, I've gotten up super early with Reveille at 7 a.m. And just done it like 2 hours straight up in the morning. Sometimes I'll break it up throughout the day, like 30 minutes in the morning, 30
Mhm.
minutes in the afternoon, 30 minutes at night, just kind of whatever fits best into my schedule. Um, I noticed that I'm very hesitant to like text people back or message people back. I think I get anxiety around that, and I don't know why. Um, but I'm
Mm.
trying to message them back when they're awake. That's kind of my goal, so I can continue a conversation pretty quick and maybe get to that next level pretty quick. But
Mhm.
I think that's
Mhm.
also been my hesitation with it as well. So, like, even after I've reached out, the like knots in my stomach after they've responded, and I'm like, oh God, now I have to think of a clever response or just some type of like intellectual response back to continue the conversation. So it's not over after that first outreach, it has to be continuous, and it's scary sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but I think just doing it and becoming familiar with it just makes it so much easier. Like, already I'm more calm than I was last week when I first started. So, yeah.
Yeah, you sound a lot more in control, like you're in the midst of a game plan that you know what you're doing, and like there's things to get better about, but like last week you were like, "Ah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this."
Yeah. And I think this weekend I'm going to add an extra ante because I actually reached out to one of the other dietitians who has had tremendous success with this. She's gotten kicked out of a couple of Facebook groups, but that just sounds super badass, right? Like, oh yeah, I got kicked out of a couple of Facebook groups because I was a little too aggressive. Anyway, I think that's going to be my
Right.
approach. I think that's going to be my approach this weekend. Just like add myself to a couple of different Facebook groups, and like her approach was um, messaging the people directly. So like if they asked a question to the group and she could have the answer to it, she would message them directly and then kind of socially sell through that message.
Mhm.
So that's going to be my approach
Mhm.
this weekend, in addition to just using Instagram. So good juju, please.
Yeah, all the juju, spirit fingers,
Thank you.
etc.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, so that's kind of my approach this weekend, and hopefully we get an apartment next week and we get our dog back soon and it'll all be good. What about you, Joshua
I mean,
B?
that's gonna be huge, right? You got to like literally get your house in order
Oh yeah.
to be able to start focusing on the business better. I know you're doing both right now, but like it's hard when you're in limbo
Yeah,
with your
seriously.
stuff to
Yeah, I would say
fully focus and fully commit.
I still don't have a routine in the morning because every day is so different, and that I think is the most challenging thing, like not having a dedicated routine um to just
Hmm.
do what you need to do every day. So, I'm
Are
very
you
excited.
meditating again yet?
I am, but it's very, I mean, it's not every day, right? Just because, like, depends
Yeah.
on what our day
Yeah.
looks like. So I think that's been a challenge as
Sure.
well. Um, so I'm very excited to just like live in the same place, not worry about what the next day is going to bring, and just like start up a routine. I mean, obviously, we're going to have
Right.
some funky stuff like when our furniture gets delivered or like whatever, but I just need some normalcy and not feeling like a vagabond
You have
homeless person every
normalcy.
day.
You have reveille every morning, like clockwork.
Yeah, and
What
then I
time does that happen?
7 a.m.
All right. So when you get to your apartment, are you going to be like uh waking up at 7 a.m. like in a panic and fear, and then nothing happens?
God, I hope not.
Be
Dude,
so used to that speaker outside your window.
that's gonna be a whole nother beast because with that transition, like once I have clients, I'm gonna have to stay up to like 2 in the morning to do like group calls, like 2 in the morning my time. So
Right.
I have to figure all
For
of that
for the
out.
American audience.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a whole
Yeah.
new challenge that I'm gonna have to face, and I'll tell you guys all about. It's gonna be great. I feel like we need a lot of coffee.
Yay. Hmm. Maybe we'll do a casual Friday one day where it's nighttime my time and I'll drink, but you'll already be drinking coffee to stay awake a few more hours.
Dude, I'm down.
I'll help keep you up for your group calls. Like you be like, I got 2 more hours till my group call.
It's like waiting till midnight on New Year's Eve.
Right,
Which I
right.
haven't made to like the last 3 years. I have fallen asleep at like 10 p.m.
uh how old are you now?
I'm 30 minus 2, sir.
That's you could just say 28.
Mentally preparing myself.
Need 2 years of preparing for 30. And 30 is great. I love 30.
That's
Don't
great.
be scared of 30.
I'm not scared. David wrote it on my cake this year, and they're like, "Are you sure you want 30 minus 2 on her birthday cake?"
Nice.
I'll post a picture of that on
Good.
the Instagram, guys. You're welcome.
Oh, please do. Please do. Yes. Excellent.
Okay, Josh, more than enough about me. Tell me how your week was,
You got
please.
the interest. You got the interesting week. I have done nothing business wise this week. Not nothing. Next to nothing. I got some. So real talk. I got some personal stuff going on. It's been a long time coming, and it's not dramatic. But I did get divorced officially this week, and that was rough as expected, even though it's like it went as smooth and as drama free as it could possibly have done. Um, and it's not adversarial or any of these like TV things you see. It's just still emotionally rough. So I've not had, much like you're physically not sure what's happening the next day or where you're moving, etc. My mental home has not been very stable. So I've not had the what would you call it, the clarity to see past that and work on big things. So everything I said I would do last week was wrong.
Dude, it's
um,
totally okay though. I mean,
yeah,
that's a major
yep,
life thing happening. So,
yeah, and it's life and business, and I bring it up just to be real with you guys that shit happens, and and you got to take care of yourself as well. Like Patrick said when he was interviewed on our podcast, like taking care of yourself to then be able to take care of the business, right? So that's what I've been doing this week is just taking care of me, and it's been going all right. But I have a huge to-do list that is not getting done, and I could care less right now.
dude, that's
That's
huge
where I
though.
am.
I mean, that's huge. Rather
Yeah,
than having like a tremendous amount of anxiety about it, being able to kind of like let it go and focus on you, that takes courage.
yeah.
So,
Thanks. Yeah,
golf
yeah.
clap.
Oh, applause. Oh, applause. Yes, I love it. Um, yeah, and I'm just trying to. I've been saying to myself all week, like I don't know what this week's going to bring, how I'm going to react or anything. So I've just been trying to give myself the grace to react however I react to it finally happening. And if I want to start burying myself in work, great. If I don't, great. You know, just kind
Yeah.
of giving myself the space to take care of me. So that's what I'm doing. I know some of our listeners know me personally, and to those who already knew what I was going through and have helped out, thank you so much. I do appreciate my community around me, both virtually the ones I don't know and I can't see, and the ones I do know and see all the time. Um, so yeah, that's me. I think this next week is continuing to be a mystery bag. So I have no. I'm not going to set a goal for myself because I don't know what's coming, but
That's
I would
fair.
imagine the way I usually ride emotional roller coasters, that by next week's check-in, I will be up to something, but I'm not putting any pressure on myself. So
I think that's a really good approach. Just be kind, right? Like we always say, be kind to each
yeah,
other, but shit, man, just be kind to yourself.
right. Yeah, that's true. It's huge. It's huge. And so yeah, sorry to bring everyone down with that fun, but I figured it was the point of Casual Friday was not that we were going to be like everything's puppies and rainbows and look at us just go go go, but like sometimes shit happens and shit gets real and you got to roll with it anyway. So
Yeah,
that's where I am.
we'll meet you there, Josh. No worries.
Excellent, excellent. So, I guess that's because I don't have much of a big update this week, and I'm usually such a chatterbox. Kind of a shorter, casual Friday. Is there anything else you want to update us on, Chell?
No, that's all I got, man.
That's all we got. All right, guys, this has been our Casual Friday episode. Check us out on Instagram at unstuck.institute. Email us at unstuck.institute@gmail.com. Check out our website, unstuck.institute. Reach out to us if you got any questions, comments, concerns. And of course, please leave a 5-star written review, and we will enter you in a drawing for a 30-minute coaching session very soon. So if you get those in on Apple Podcasts, a 5-star written review, you'll be entered into a drawing, and hopefully we'll be chatting with one of you guys.
That review should be in by the end of the month, and we will tell you guys the winner next Wednesday.
Yeah, so only a few more days in this crazy month of August. Can you believe it's like the end of August?
Dude, I feel like it was
I
just the
don't
new
know
year.
about right. I don't know about where you are. I mean, you're wearing a hoodie, but like the weather's just started to change in New Mexico. In that we had like it's always over 100. Oh my god, it's freaking August. To like the other day, it was like a high of 89, and I was like, what is this? This is that first like here's just a little bit of coolness. And like 89 for us is cool. But like, here's just a little bit of like September's coming. September's coming. And I was like, is it gonna be hoodie weather pretty soon? This is weird.
Dude, it's been like 50
Especially
here.
oh my gosh.
It's
That's
been
lovely. I love that
cold.
kind of weather for personally.
Yeah, I only
You're
brought
so far
summer
north
clothes
of
though.
me though.
I only brought
Oh
summer
no.
clothes. This is David's hoodie. This isn't even mine.
Well, there you go. So I am excited. Fall is my favorite season because the temperature is just right in New Mexico. Uh, what did you just drop there?
My phone.
Yeah, be careful with your electronics.
Thank you, Tech
um,
Wizard.
you're welcome. That's my daily tech tip. Be careful with your electronics. All right. On that note, this outro has gone way off the rails. I'm Josh. That's Chell. We'll see you next week.